Hi, this is David C. Jones in a very unusual location because I'm trying so hard to promote the arts, promote theater. And this is once again before the curtain goes up. And I am in the lobby of a building because of my busy schedule, talking with the wonderful Maddie Shisko. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, David.
Yeah, sorry about the odd location. I'm sorry about the ambient sound and everything. Um, so you're in a show. You're in a show. You don't do shows that often, but you're doing them more and more. What's this show
Well,
called?
I was doing them a little before COVID, and then I wasn't doing any shows, and now I'm doing a show. So it is called Wolves Are Coming for You by Joel Horwood.
Okay, and are you a wolf in it?
Well, that's an interesting question. There might be a part in the show where I might turn into a wolf. So if you would like to come and see it just to see if I'm tricking you or not, you could absolutely come and see it.
Okay, and it's about some women, and one of them saw a wolf, and she's trying to alert the other one. It's just three women in the show?
There are three women in the show, but we all play between 5 and 6 characters each.
Oh, that's my favorite kind of show.
It
So what?
is very challenging. It's very challenging. So what it is that we all play the different characters in the village in a small town, where one of the residents has heard a wolf, and then maybe another one has heard a wolf, and what happens when there is this threat to our community and our community goes into crisis. How do we treat each other? How do we cope with it ourselves? How do we treat outsiders? What does it reveal about our own tenacity and our own ability to meet head on in a crisis? And so it's incredibly minimalist. We don't have props and we don't have costume changes. We're actually storytellers, and we evolve and turn in to all of these different characters within the village, and they range from the whole gamut, from an 11-year-old child with a stammer to an 80-year-old farmer who is living with a disease. That's all I'll say. And so it's challenging. There's three women, three of us, that have come together to create all of these characters. Really very, very challenging.
Now you have to play all these characters. Now there's different ways. I teach character acting, and so I'm curious as to what you're doing because there's different ways. Of course, you could do spinal work, play with vocal inflection, do animal work, base it on animals and different animals, maybe a wolf. So how are you delineating your characters?
All of the above. Really, yeah, absolutely. Like really employing Alexander technique. I'm a voice teacher, luckily, so really looking at the resonance of each character. But I try to discover really how they see the world. Like that's the first thing. Like, how do they see the world? And so looking at their place in the story and in the community, and then the physicality and the vocal just start to really evolve, and then we can go a little bit deeper with it. So it's physical work, it's breath work, it's vocal work, it is given circumstances work, and a lot of text analysis work, because so many of the characters in the show talk about the other characters. And so that old exercise is, what do other characters say about me? What do I say about
Hmm.
myself? What does the author say? So all of that work. And then, of course, um, I have a scene where I'm actually playing two characters at once in a
Oh, my
conversation.
favorite. My favorite.
So I can't wait for you to see it. So it's and I have to say, like, the changes that we make are not grotesque or overboard or over exaggerated. They're really steeped in truth, and I hope that they're quite subtle and very truthful. And the idea from the author's intent was for always for the audience to see the actors through the characters, because we also play narrators. We're storytellers and we break the fourth wall. So it's like we are three female storytellers telling the story, and we evolve into these characters and drive the story forward to discover how we react in a crisis, which is quite timely, really,
Yeah,
in our
totally.
world. Yeah.
So I'm trying to get a handle on this. It's obviously going to be quite fantastical to watch. Just watching, what I call stupid human tricks, right? Like look at they're playing all these different characters. Um,
Yeah.
but what would you say the genre is? Is it a mystery? Is it a comedy? Is it psychological thriller, or all of the above?
Well, it is a little bit of a thriller. It's a drama, but it's also so many funny moments, and it's also romantic. It's absolutely beautiful. Some of the conversations that happen and the relationships that happen and the revelations of the human condition are quite profound and really beautiful, very moving, very touching. So I think it has a mixed bag. I wouldn't really like to pigeonhole it. It's yeah, yeah, that's kind of different. I would say a drama. If I had to
Okay.
classify it, I would say it's drama. But it takes the audience on a really beautiful ride through a gamut, an absolute gamut of emotions.
How wonderful, how wonderful. By the way, what was happening, because we were in a lobby, sounds in the lobby kept making my picture come up, so I pinned you. So now it's you 24/7 right now on the screen. They can only hear my voice, they can't see me right now.
Oh, lucky.
Okay. so so the show is, this is an independent company that's come together. You're being supported by Pacific Theatre, but it is not a Pacific Theatre show. Is that correct?
Well, it is really, because it's an
Oh,
arm of Pacific Theatre. So there's an apprenticeship program at Pacific Theatre and a production company. Do you remember that? Yeah.
yeah.
Associated with it called Stone's Throw Production. And our wonderful, amazing, talented, gifted, extraordinary director, Larisse Campbell, she's been doing her apprenticeship with Pacific Theatre for the past 12 months. And so this is really the director's project. This is her final show to end up her year. So that's why we only have 4 performances, because this is really all about her and the process. And working with the actors and bringing this story to life is really her swan song for what has been a remarkable 12 months for her. And this hopefully is going to launch her even further and immerse her as a really hot director to watch in Vancouver.
Nice, nice. I'm trying to figure out how to unpin you now, because we're going to wrap up. Replace pin. What does this mean? What does that do?
I'll just keep talking. So the show is June 23rd to the 26th at the Pacific Theatre at 7:30 p.m. And if you go to the Pacific Theatre website, you will see tickets available for that. I think that they range between $15 and $30, depending on how generous you are.
Oh, so it's sort of like a bit like a donation, but not explicitly so.
No.
Okay.
No, you can get a $15 ticket, but also if you want to donate a little bit more to the company, you can buy a $30 ticket, depending on where you're at financially.
Ability, yeah.
Yeah,
You could also put it a bowl afterwards, going, if you really like the show, leave more money.
Wow. It's tough times for everyone. So yeah, it's tough times for everyone.
All right. So I always end off by asking people because it already sounds delightful. And we know there's urgency. Only 4 shows. There's urgency to see this as quickly as possible. The curtain's going up soon, and it's going to come down really fast. So if you had to do an elevator pitch for this show to convince people to go and see, what would you say to them, Maddie, Shisko? And you can't say, I always give a word you can't say. You can't say the word wolf.
Okay. If you want to come and see 3 women weaving stories, the guardians of identity and community, and how we investigate and discuss our place in the world through 16 to 17 characters, then come and see this show. It's unlike anything you will have seen on a Vancouver stage in a very, very long time.
How?
It's a generational cast. Like we've got Fiona Jenkins, who's just graduated from UBC. We have an actress, Jennie Bissell, who has just arrived to Vancouver from New York. And you have YVR, Maddie Shisko. So come see us.
Nice. I am definitely going to come and see you, and I think everybody should go see. Oh, now we can say it. What's the title again? Wolves.
Wolves are coming for you.
Wolves Are Coming for You at Pacific Theatre, part of Stone Throws Productions. Thank you, Maddie Shisko. Everybody, get your tickets now. The link is in the description. Thanks, Maddie.
Thanks, David.